What's up, FHS? My name is Jace Dennison.
And I'm Dayton Kinnan.
We hope you're having a great Thursday. It's 58 degrees out right now and still not snowing. How disappointing is that?
I know, right? It's crazy that we've gone this long without snow, and I'm still hoping for a white Christmas.
Me too. Well, we've got a great show for you today, starting with a segment over the new foreign language class here at the high school.
Then we'll get into stuff that matters, and then an inside look on Operation Christmas Child. All this and more on
BKTV Live.
FHS's foreign language department is taught by 5 teachers, but one of those teachers is Mr. Enkins, our French teacher. Many students have been taught by him or other Spanish teachers. Learn more about the fascinating history and cultures of these countries. Grace Yates speaks about their languages.
Au revoir. Bonjour. The foreign language department here in FHS is taught by one of our teachers here, Mr. Akins. He is the first teacher here in FHS that teaches French.
3 years. When I was in college, I really just wanted to learn, more than Spanish. So I decided to start studying French culture and just learning about the places that we're studying about, studying the languages in.
French is fairly new to FHS, so not many people know about it, but it's worth a shot learning about its history and its culture.
Definitely. I think it's really important to study foreign languages and about the history of them.
Mr. Akins always enjoys answering questions about French or Spanish for those who are always curious.
I don't know if anybody ever wants to ask me any questions about learning languages. Always welcome.
Mr. Akins is the only teacher that teaches French, but he isn't the only teacher that teaches Spanish. Miss Aldrich teaches Spanish here in the Foreign Language Department. This has been Grace Yates, reporter for BKTV. Au revoir.
Students who are interested in learning more about these cultures are able to sign up for classes next year.
Now, we move into our global and national news segment called Stuff That Matters.
Our first story tells us of a kangaroo who roamed Ontario, Canada for up to 4 days. Escaping from transporters who were going to give him a new home, the kangaroo made it all the way to Oshawa, a small town roughly 40 miles north of Toronto. During his time as a runaway kangaroo, he would roam the wilderness for up to 4 days until it decided to head out into a more urban environment in the area. When the kangaroo was spotted, Oshawa police officers were informed of his location and headed on pursuit. When the kangaroo was cornered, he punched one of the police officers in the face before he calmed down and was handled properly. As of right now, the kangaroo is held in an Oshawa zoo to rest for a few days before heading onto his original route.
Our next story concerns a recent surge in illegal vapes being transported to and sold in the U.S. Hang Xiangwei, the owner and the one mainly responsible for the rise in the vaping industry throughout the company Heaven-Gis, with ties prominently to Elf Bar, ED Design, Lost Mary, and many others. His company navigated regulations by capitalizing on international markets while bypassing the U.S.'s loose rules, leading to significant growth in his companies and other companies as well. China's ban on domestic sales of flavored vapes reduced focus to international exports, benefiting firms like Heaven-Gis. However, this success prompts debates about the impact of flavored vapes, especially among younger users. Because of this recent surge of vapes being transported into the U.S., as well as the increased habits across all of America, people have outraged for tighter regulations to curb their illicit sale, and to save the youth from the potential and inevitable health risks of vaping.
In sporting news, Central has won a Class 3 Missouri State Championship. Many FHS students and staff watched from their classes as the Rebels topped the Seneca Indians by the final score of 48-34. Joe Bryant stole the show with 6 total touchdowns in the game. Congratulations to Bryant and the Central team on an incredible performance.
In pro sports, injured Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers stood up for his teammate in a big way. Zach Wilson took over the starting quarterback role after Rodgers tore his Achilles in the first week of the season. Wilson has had an up-and-down year and has received lots of criticism from both fans and beat writers alike. The latest of these criticisms came in the form of an article. The article claimed that Wilson did not want to start anymore, fearing that he too would get injured, according to CNN. Rodgers stood up for his teammate by saying that the article was, paraphrasing here, bogus, among other things.
Now moving back into our segments, Operation Christmas Child is back for another year, but this time we're focusing on the inner workings of a shoebox.
Dayton Kinnan and Morgan Short have the story.
Anybody can pack a shoebox, whether you're a little child, a toddler, with the help of a parent, all the way to a 100-year-old. We've kind of had people from all different ages pack a shoebox.
There's no limitations. If your heart wants to help a child, you pack a shoebox.
OCC, or better known as Operation Christmas Child, is a year-long donation event. However, the boxes are collected the week before Thanksgiving. This program has helped many communities learn about religion in unimaginable ways. We spoke to youth pastor Jason Welker about when this event truly takes off for the community.
It's an ongoing process all year long. We've got ladies who collect items for it all year, but it really ramps up kind of in mid-October. We have different groups within the church, like our youth group. We took 2 Wednesday nights. We have our youth group on Wednesday evenings, and we took 2 different nights to go and pack shoe boxes. One night with the middle schoolers, one night with the high schoolers, and so it starts in October, but it really ramps up here like in full force, probably about the first week in November, and then it goes all the way until right about Thanksgiving time.
Jason says the program gets help and donations from all age groups from all over, even students from FHS. He even told us about special items that go into a shoebox.
You can put, they want a wow item, like something that's like when a kid opens it, you have to think of it like you're packing a gift. And when the kid opens it, you want them to say, wow. That's why we call it the wow item. So you can put clothing, you can put school supplies, you can put toys. That's one of my favorites. All kinds of stuff that doesn't like have an expiration date, like toothpaste, candy, all that stuff. We can't put in there. Any items that they can have and keep forever is what we pack in a shoebox. The reason we do this is because we have been blessed so much by Jesus. We want to share that blessing with others. And so one of the best ways to do that is packing a shoebox, because most of us, we're not going to be able to travel to other countries to see children and to see families. But this is a way that we can impact a family by staying right here in our own community.
We then spoke to Sharon Rich, the Collection Center coordinator, about the purpose of a shoebox. It's to spread the gospel all over the world, as well as share a little bit of love with people that we may never meet, as well as covering daily essentials they put into a shoebox.
Basically, we go for school supplies because we find overseas they can't attend school, and they want to, actually, and they need school supplies, and families can't afford it. Then we try a little bit of hygiene, a toothbrush, maybe a washcloth, something like that, and then lots of fun toys, because most of these third world children will never have received a gift. They don't know what a gift is. It's those kinds of things. We try something, maybe a soccer ball, maybe a doll, maybe a bigger stuffed animal, something that we call a wow gift, and then fill in with all kinds of fun things that the children would like. We have ages 2 to 4, 5 to 9, and 10 to 14. So you just kind of pick your gift according to your age. They are basically sent overseas. There are some that go to the Indian nations here in the United States. But the purpose of a shoebox is to share the gospel. This portion of Samaritan's Purse is not an aid like they do other programs that are aid after a storm or, some kind of calamity. This is to spread the gospel. So they will go to areas where there's not a church on every corner and people don't have the opportunity to hear about the Lord. It's always the Monday of Thanksgiving week is the last collection. We start on the previous Monday, go through this Monday, and then it goes to the processing centers to get into shipping cartons to go overseas.
We also spoke to OCC volunteer from First Baptist Church in Bismarck, Paula Barnes. She gives us a little information on what happens with a shoebox once it is fully packed and ready to go.
After it leaves here, it will go to, there's various processing centers. I know there's one in Chicago and there's South Carolina, different places. And then After that, then they're shipped just all over the world. It's amazing. At the churches, or maybe it could be an orphanage, the children come and the gospel is presented to them. They all get a little booklet called The Greatest Gift along with their shoebox, and then they're passed out to the children.
Special thanks to everyone who is involved with OCC, and Jason, Sharon, and Paula for the information. This has been Dayton Kennan and Morgan Short reporting for BKTV Live.
Thanks to the efforts of many volunteers, kids around the world can now enjoy the joys of Christmas.
The church seems to have a great turnout. Well, that's it for this episode. Tune in next week for the next
BKTV Live.